welcome back to Sanitarium. We're doing Chapter 8, The Hive. Game ported to Steam from .emu, a French company, originally designed by an American company, Dream Interactive. So last time we saw that Dr. Morgan had injected some ungodly thing inside Max, and that's why he's hallucinating. We're playing the role now as Max's favourite toy, which is a Cyclops Mortal Kombat type beast. And if we go any further...
Warning. Attempted breach of security barrier by unidentified being. Recalibrate ID harness before entering field.
And we realise we're in a prison. Now if you remember...
This thing has some kind of mechanical harness.
Okay, so we're gonna pick up this thing that died.
Wearing this harness, perhaps they'll think I'm one of them. It's worth a try.
Okay. And now we go through.
ID confirmed. Drone guard class, Sector 7. Proceed.
Okay, and we're in a strange alien world here. This is the Hive.
Drone guard class not permitted within the Queen's chamber. Entry denied.
So the Queen of this alien race that's kidnapped us is inside there. I'm gonna come down to the left here. Press the button. We'll talk to this guy.
Some young Cyclops. I hope he can help me.
And then... By the makers! Grimwall! You're Grimwall! But what are you doing here? Why have you returned to us? I thought Gromna had everything under control.
Grimwall? Is that my name? I don't remember much. Just waking up in this hive and having to battle a few insectoids. I had to use this strange device that I found on the large one, just to pass their security forces.
It's an ID harness. Gromna built them for the insectoids since they lost their sight. With that on, you look like another bug to them. That's why they're not swarming all over you. Look, my name is Graven. We need to talk more. But until the work slows down, I'm stuck here. Afterwards, I'm going back to my pod. We can meet there. My pod's globe code is Grenisser. Use it if you need to get in there for anything.
Okay. So basically we need to free this guy up. This guy's an ally for us. We've got some strange mechanical cybernetic baby being worked on here. If you go over here though...
An insectoid pincher. The edges are sharp.
We need that. Come back to this. Let's talk to the robot.
This monster is also half machine.
See, and then this rotates.
Who are you?
TikTok, cybernetic technician.
What is your function?
To integrate cybernetic enhancements to the flesh.
Who designed these robotics?
Gromna, honorable assistant to Her Majesty.
I require my ID harness to be upgraded.
Upon whose authorization will I grant this procedure?
You
delay in your response. I am busy. Return when you can produce the proper authorization.
So some weird stuff's happening here. Cybernetics are being experimented on and implanted on the basis of we don't know. If we go down here, you'll find you may be able to get in here.
Password.
Grap.
Entry denied.
Grap must be an alien swear word. He uses
A
a few
defense
times.
mechanism for Greven's pod.
You'll hear all the mother being called. Remember back in chapter 2 how everyone was obsessed with mother? Again we see deformed children.
Password.
Grenadier.
Enter.
Okay, so we come in here.
A sledgehammer should come in handy.
We need a sledgehammer. We're gonna need these tools.
Graven's tools.
And if we
Wonder if Graven has any good crystals.
And now, our breaking story this evening. During a helicopter sweep in the search for another missing child in the troubled remote community of Warrendale, authorities were startled to discover what appears to be a gigantic insect hive attached to Mount Sanitarium close to the ancient mechanical ruins. Details are sketchy at this point, but some sources have estimated that the visible portion of the hive is only a small part of the greater whole. More details on this breaking story as it develops. In an attempt to halt the infestation of the insect horde that is sweeping across our nation, leading entomologist Gromna will lead a team to infiltrate and examine the ever-growing hive. When asked why he was risking his own life on this mission, Gromna simply replied that he was willing to sacrifice anything to stop the infestation. When he heard the news, President Agris said, "Gromna is truly a great man, and we all wish him much success." Today, the nation breathed a collective sigh of relief as word from Gromna finally reached our closest outpost to the hive. Gone for months and presumed dead, it turns out that Gromna's team is not only alive, but they have found a method to slow the horde's infestation. Remaining near the hive, the team will continue their research in an attempt to stop the horde.
Hi, Graven. I guess you're not in. You must be out helping Gromna save the world or something. I just wanted to tell you that I love you, and I miss you. And I really look forward to you coming back to me soon. Goodbye, sweetheart.
Okay, so evidently Gromna is Morgan, and the story that's unfolding here is a twofold representation of what's happening in real life. We understand that Gromna's being seen as a noble person trying to cure or help the world. In this case, he's helping the world against an insectoid invasion. But we're going to find out that Gromna has a secret agenda. In the same way, Morgan has a secret agenda. And it may look like he's trying to save the world from a horrible disease that is killing children, but he has ulterior motives behind it all. And this is where it gets very interesting. Can I go in there? No, I don't think I can. Okay, we need to solve a puzzle. One of the weirdest puzzles you will ever see.
Not so many. Slow down. Too many and the machine will overheat.
Ugh, I can hardly stand to look at these beasts. Ugh, I can hardly stand to look at these beasts.
So if I try...
This insect is hooked up to a machine, and the levers must control the furnace. That would harm even me.
So, we want to get to here, but we can't because this insect's in the way. So what we need to do is we need to...
This pipe has been fixed recently, though not too well.
Okay, so... Whoops. Sorry.
Not so many. Slow down. Too many and the machine will overheat.
So we need to come over here. And we're going to use a sledgehammer on the pipe.
Drones, stop the bellows. Clear the pipe. To continue pumping with that damage would overheat the furnace.
With that bug gone, I can reach the controls. I'll shut down this abominable furnace.
Okay. So you notice that these are actually throwing children into the furnace. I think they're supposed to be children.
They're dropping cyclopean babies into the furnace.
Yep. So anyway, let's come down to...
This is more complex than I imagined. There appear to be many controls, all interrelated.
How weird is this for a puzzle? Now, the way it works is you've got to line up all these symbols. There's these buttons which will change the colours. Okay? So they change the colours. These buttons activate the wings. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to figure out which ones of these line up with those ones over there. And just keep flipping through the colours like so. Okay? Yeah, do you get it? Now the point is you need to like, so we're going to do 3 of them, right? So we got 3, none of these, and the best thing is just flip through them. Okay, that's that one there. Turn this device to here and hit the second button. Apparently that wasn't that one. No. Okay, I thought that was that, but apparently it's not. It's got a line down the middle. That one doesn't. Okay. It's not really... Oh, that might be that one there. No, it's got too many. No, I don't see anything. Okay, so that's flipped right around. Now let's try this one. And there doesn't seem to be... that's flipped around too. So evidently 3 of them doesn't work. So let's turn off one wing, and now we get a different pattern. Okay, so that's that one there. So we're gonna flip this. How do we flip this? Whoops, I've gone backwards. I needed to flip that to there. So again 2, and we got one here. That's lit up, so we've done that one now. Nothing there. We'll flip through these a bit more. That's that one there. So we've got that pattern there done. And that's flipped through. Nothing there. That's that button there. So we've got that one done now. And that's flipped all the way through. So that was 1 and 2. Let's try 2, whoops, 2 and 3. So we've got this pattern here. Got that pattern there, that's both of them. Now we can flip through them a bit more. That should be that pattern there. So I hope this is making sense so you can understand what I'm doing. That's that pattern there. So we have flipped through them already. That was 2 and 3. So let's just do 3 and let's say 1. Okay, so we got a pattern there. Let's flip through these. We got this pattern here. That's that pattern there. Okay, so we flipped through all those. Let's try this one. That's that pattern there. So now we've only got one more pattern to go, which is that one. Okay, so this one might be a little bit harder to find. We've got a bottom triangle. On that one. There we go, 2 triangles, and that's that one.
No more genocide today, monsters. No more embers will be delivered now. I'm certain I'll find Graven resting in his pod.
Okay, so once we've done all that, because there's no furnace operating anymore, you'll find that Graven's actually gone. He's gone back to his house.
There you are. I was beginning to get worried. I thought something terrible might happen to you at the furnace. Especially since your memory is gone.
No, I don't remember much of anything. I wouldn't even know my own name if you hadn't told me.
Every Cyclopean child knows the name of Grimwall. You're the great hero of the War of the One.
War of the One? Can you tell me about it?
Oh my. You are confused, aren't you? The War of the One was a pivotal point in the history of our people. For years, we had fought the insectoids, neither side gaining ground as the planet was ravaged by countless battles. The Makers, creators of all and of nothing, watched silently for many years before taking action. They spoke to the leaders of both sides through grand visions, declaring that there was to be one final battle for supremacy. The victor would rule the planet, and the defeated race would be forced underground, never to return to the surface again.
We won?
Yes, thanks to you. You destroyed nearly a third of the troops, all by yourself.
If we won, then why are these things back above ground?
No one really knows. Actually, no one really believed the story of the War of the One, or thought that there were any insectoids. Until now.
That evil machine will be silent for a while.
Evil? It's just a furnace, isn't it?
The thing was burning children, Graven. Cyclopean children.
What? But how can this be? Gromna would never allow such a thing to happen.
Gromna? That's the name the bugs were using at the furnace. They said he's giving the orders to burn the children's bodies.
That's absurd. He's my mentor. A brilliant entomologist. He'd never...
What?
Entomologist. He's our foremost specialist on insects. That's why the Peace Council chose him for this mission.
Mission? What mission? What the hell is going on here?
We were sent here to examine this hive a few months ago. We were captured, but Gromna convinced the Queen to put aside her plans of conquest and negotiate a peace treaty. Since then, it's been peaceful for both sides. In fact, tomorrow is the day that both leaders will meet to sign the treaty.
I tell you it's true, Graven. Something is terribly wrong here, and I think that this Gromna person is somehow involved. You must help me.
I'm sorry, but I can't. Not unless you have some physical proof to back up these wild accusations.
Very well. If proof is what you want, then that's what you'll get. Graven, Chick-Tock requires authorization to upgrade my ID harness. Who can do that?
Normally, Gromna is the only one who can authorize such upgrades. But with the increased activity in the Queen's chambers, he remains there almost exclusively. I think we can fool Chick-Tock if I make my position sound important enough.
What should I say?
Tell him that your authorization comes from Graven, protege of Gromna, honorable assistant to Her Majesty. That should do it.
okay.
Take my advice. That harness you're wearing won't get you past every security device. You might want to see the cyber technician for an upgrade.
Alright, so that's what we need to do. We need to go find proof that children are getting burnt.
Who designed these robotics?
Gromna, honorable assistant to Her Majesty.
Where is he?
He is within the Queen's chambers. Since it is the eve of retribution, there is much preparation required. His plan must be executed perfectly.
Eve of Retribution?
Are your memory pathways in need of service? The eve of retribution is known by us all. As of tomorrow, we will return to our rightful position as the dominating race of the planet. Under the guise of peace, we shall collect a debt that has been unpaid for decades.
What plan do you speak of?
Your memory banks must be fluctuating. Gromna has seen the error of his kind's ways, and has come to aid us in our desire for revenge. With his gift of cybernetics, we shall once again rule the surface.
How will this gift aid us? Are we not mighty enough to conquer the Cyclops without them?
Without the speed of cybernetics, we would be vulnerable to the nuclear fire which the enemy controls, incinerated before we even reach the city. But with the aid of cybernetics, we will be swarming within the walls of the capital before their hands can even reach the launch button. The dawn will bring the age of the insectoid. It is inevitable.
I require my ID harness to be upgraded.
Upon whose authorization will I grant this procedure?
Graven, protege of Gromna, honorable assistant to Her Majesty.
Graven. Hold while I search my databanks for confirmation. My records indicate that Graven is the assistant to Gromna. However, his authorization alone is not enough. I will need to verify that you are of sufficient age to be placed within the Royal Guard. Proceed to limb scanner for positive age identification.
Okay, so this area that just lit up, that's the age identification.
Graven's tools. An insectoid. Some kind of scanning unit. The opening is far too small.
I must put the wrong thing in.
There has to be an answer.
I must have forgotten to pick up something. Alright, so if we come back over this side, I think I know what I forgot to pick up. There's a pincher that...
I can't use that here. The mechanized arm survived the fire. I wonder if it can be used against them beasts.
Okay, now we go back. And we can go straight to the
furnace up.
Age requirements verified. Upgrade authorized. Step forward to have ID harness upgraded. Prepare for upgrade treatment.
Treatment? What treatment?
A treatment. They found a way to slow down the disease. It says here that a Dr. Morgan was ultimately responsible for developing the DNAV treatment. Didn't you study with the Dr. Morgan back in med school?
I was still a sophomore when he earned his doctorate.
Well, the treatment's called HOPE. It's supposed to decelerate the growth of the DNAV, almost doubling the lifespan of affected children.
The Aztecs found a way to survive the plague of Quetzalcoatl without conventional modern medicine. Well, hey, if Morgan is close to a cure, a true cure, then maybe he can use another set of hands. Maybe it's time to pack up here and go home.
So we see why
What in the name of the Maker?
Max was in with his wife Jennifer, doing some in the Aztec region, doing some field of study in biology to try and combat maybe a disease of his own, maybe working on the same disease. We find out the disease that's killing all the children is DNAV, and while a cure hasn't been found as of yet, something that helps decelerate the growth of the cure to minimize the impact that it does has been done by this Dr. Morgan, and Max is going to return and see if he can help Dr. Morgan. So now we got an upgraded
Royal Guard class confirmed. Enter.
Yes!
We can now enter into the Queen's chambers. And as you can see, there's children everywhere.
Cyclops babies! In bottles?
Dr. Morgan? What test is this?
Ah, Max. You're just in time. This is a test of the subject's threshold. The serum will travel directly to the neurotransmitters of the brain and without actually harming the monkey, cause it to feel excruciating pain all over its body.
What? That's not an experiment! It's torture! What possible purpose—
When you outrank me in lab years, Max, you can question the methods. I see the potential fruits of our research, and that justifies the means. A valuable lesson in scientific research, Max. In layman's terms, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
So we see that just as
there's a fire in my brain!
just as Gromner here in the dream had an ulterior motive, it looks like Morgan had an ulterior motive. He wasn't trying to help children at all, but he's trying to find a cure against pain. Something along those lines. Well, join me next time as we go through the Queen's Chamber and uncover all the hideous and terrible things. I'm just going to get the baby off. I've stolen one of the babies. Join me next time as we review all the hideous things that are going on in this chamber. Till then, bye for now.